Ramadan Kareem.
People that listen, you give me your ears. They go, yeah. look at Guinea, look at Togo, look at Benin, look at Senegal. Liberia, the whole of the poor, the country too dirty and don't say the dump part. Politicians, you see politics, they say a politics. From the AC car to the AC office, see what's on pay at the pocket cheese. That's when they are liberty and to KSLA. For him to budget, we looking for it. We looking for it. The Congo suppressing the net, in the 18, the girl out of AK. Before war, what the 12 of you stupid. I beg you, I too, don't you all back here. Bongo Beach to Fusion 2030. Liberia, the vote is a power. Take note, the vote is a power. Let's say Liberia, Miami Mirror. So your body can be plenty to eat your own. Don't fall for rest, don't fall for money, fall for your future. Don't fall for Miami.
Vote for your future. I want to say good afternoon, good morning, good evening to all of you, those of you that are on the platform with me. Yeah, my distinguished brother, Amalu, it's great to see you here. Salif, Ramadan Kareem, to all of you, including my mother as well, who is fasting right now. Well, as usual, we continue to advocate for better Liberia. Thank you. Thank you very much, brother. It's all about our country, and I think for some of us, we're very happy that I'm glad that at least today I'm able to speak. I'm able to be brave and to voice out. I'm able to forget about how yesterday was when I was being denied to talk, when I was being looked down whenever I want to say a few words, even school days as well. Today I'm glad that God is giving me the strength and giving me the ability and even opening horizons for me every day. Research and engage and also interact. I'm so glad for that. I'm so happy for that. That nothing now, the only thing that will stop me from talking is when I'm dead. But even when I'm when I'm lying down on that hospital bed, and I'm able to voice out, I'm able to respond to somebody, hello, come on, I will talk, I will advocate, I will preach it. Perhaps this is my own gift, and I'm not going to misuse it. Yes, I'm going to share it. I am going to make use of my voice. That's why I don't even care how many people listen today now when I'm on live. Because when I finished, I'll send it to YouTube. When I'm dead and gone tomorrow, people will be running there. Let me go listen to what Max said then. That's fine. At least somebody will be sitting somewhere and be nodding their head and say, yes, he left something with us. Thank you. Thanks for those who continue to give flowers and those messages that in my inbox. Some people don't do it publicly. They come in the inbox and say, my man, brother, thank you. Thank you. Like what my brother just put up just now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Salif. I mean, I know we've been interacting a long time, but to me, this is the pay that you get in advocacy because you're doing it for free. Yes, you pay money to gain the education, to get your training as well, because at least you need to open your horizon. And most of it, you get it through trainings and whatsoever. And so you pay money to pass it on free. And that's exactly what I am doing. And I have no regret. I have no regret. I will continue to do it. Wherever I am, I will do it. I was lying down in Monrovia with a broken leg. Most of you don't even know. As I sit here, I'm still sitting here going to recovery. I broke my leg in Monrovia when I was there for this 23 months ago in July. It broken. And I remember the first 2 months, it was tough. But yet then still, journalists, because I didn't disclose it, the journalists were still finding me to say few words about certain things that are going on. Journalists were still reaching out to me to say, well, Justice Forum need to speak on this. They just beat this woman. They just beat that other one. The police just might handle that and whatsoever. Why you say anything? So I was lying down in bed there. I was still speaking. Where my leg was just wrapped up like that. Because I was being taken care of by a traditional treating. Thank you, Augustine. Welcome. Now, man, your community is not it's not a slum. Please, man, you stop calling your district a slum. No, stop it. It's not. That's why I really, for me, all of you guys, the young people that are going to say that this 2022, you're one step in that house to change things. Me, I will lobby for you. I will lobby. I will beg for money and will support your campaign. We want a transformation to come. So long you guys now, so long you know, you classify your district as a slum community, because that's the language I used to hear in Liberia when I was there. Now I got to call up. I got to digress a little bit because I just read my better things. Okay, some people will call on the radio and say they are calling from the abandoned district, abandoned by the representative, by the senator. I calling from a slum community. Now you guys got to wake up. When you know that that community is a slump, you wake up to lift it up from it being a slump to the position that you want it to be. Abandoned. That one individual shouldn't make your district to be abandoned. It doesn't happen here where I am. No way. We hold them accountable. We almost want to squeeze them up one-on-one. We see this happening. You see this in the community. You are not paying attention. You're not speaking on our behalf. You're keeping quiet in the House of Parliament and whatsoever. We hold them. So because of that, they don't even wait for us to hold them to account. Because you read email. By the time you read that email, you send it boom to your representative. In the next, if that working day, in 3 hours time, you get response. Yeah, you take the phone, you call. I want to speak to my MP. That's the members of parliament. Yes, somebody will answer. What do you want to speak to him about? And you explain. I need to speak to himself. And they will give you time to speak. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like in Liberia. No. Sometimes they will be happy, very happy to give you their number. Especially in the midst of, gatherings or so. Because they want to show that indeed they are working for you, right? Yes, in Liberia, Stevens, welcome, Anthony. In Liberia, that's how. When you're amongst them, among people, your representative, your senator, come on, man. When you ask them, oh, Chief, can I have your number? They will be so happy to take that card and give it to you. Yes, you make an attempt for the first time. Because that, they got to know who's calling. You call, and they will pick it up. If you're lucky, they will pick it up for the first time. Who is it? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, you give me your, Chief, you give me your number this afternoon, this morning, or whatsoever. I just thought to call you so you can have my number. That's the end. You won't call that number again, it will be answered. No way. You won't send that text again, it will be answered. Or you get a reply. That's the norms in our society there. It is happening every day. It doesn't happen here. I read you letter. My member, my district representative in the House of Parliament. I send you a letter. I raise concern of a certain issue. And I ask you to address it. After 1 week, I don't get a reply. A different thing. I'm going straight to the media. Boom. The story is lifted. I remember once upon a time, I think 3-4 years ago or so, this representative, we call them here members of parliament, MP, we call them here. Or they are referred to here in the UK, MPs. He came from work. He left his office. I think he was going for lunch or so. And he has some papers in his hands. Letters. Different, mixed of paper. He just folded it up like that. And he was passing, and then he saw this trash can. And he went and put the papers there. So, and these guys in the media are always with them. Media, they're just looking for stories and things. The journalists went with equity, went in our dead bucket and pick up those papers. When the journalists opened it, it was a constituent letter. This constituent wrote him, telling him that, look, we're having problem in our community and we need your help and whatsoever. We want you to please, come and, deal with it also. Because of that, the journalists grabbed that letter, boom, went and publish it. Good morning, Tanya. How you doing? How is I hope guys with the queen there as well. And the story went boom, man. The next thing, this guy within less than 3 hours, he have to come publicly on BBC, our local television, and then he apologized. He's sorry. He wrote letter of apology direct to the constituents, and then he went and had surgery. We call it surgery here. What they do is Monday to Friday, right? They work. So every members of parliament, you must have an office. Hey, how are you? I didn't know that. We have two people here with different flags. Every member of parliament, you must have an office. You must have an office in your constituency. And what is referred to as surgery, that is Monday to Saturday, or Monday to Friday, you must, at least one of these days, you must come back, leave from House of Parliament, and go back to your constituency and meet your people. Because the people will come there with problems. Some people want to set up business, they need help. Some people want to, they find difficulties of their child getting into this school and whatever. They go for different help. So it is mandatory that once a week, you must come back to your constituency and meet your people one-on-one. It doesn't happen like that in Liberia. In fact, majority, maybe 98% of our representatives in Liberia, they don't have constituency office. If they do have, they don't go there. They don't. So you see the difference? So for me now, getting used to this system here and say, well, you know what? I'm advocating for change like this. The legislatures are working for us. Government is working for us. When the prime minister make a mistake, we put it behind him. And we all have the right to put it behind, because it is our tax money that keeping him out there, making him parts the ball. In Liberia, it doesn't happen. Anyway, look, let me not digress a little bit. Yeah, thank you for coming. For those of our mothers, including my mother that is fasting, and all of you that are fasting here, watching this show, we say Ramadan Kareem as well to all of you. I want to wish you all the best as you end this Ramadan month. I hope, man, I shouldn't be hearing this. I hope I shouldn't be hearing the bang 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 when I don't want people to be sending me messages when I start playing this video. There's a situation right now in my Gibi County. And let me give credit first of all to Cool FM Online 2. Cool Online 2. Timothy, particularly, who actually covered this story, who lifted this story. And I want to jump in as well from our perspective, Justice Forum Liberia, to lift this story up because it's disturbing. 7-year-old, a boy 7, was sodomized. A boy 7 was just destroyed. By somebody. I don't have a 7 now, biologically. But that 7-year-old is my son as well. Why would anybody go and rape them? 7-year-old boy. Why? And this morning the story came up, and I keep wondering as to what is going on with our society. Why is Liberia so polluted like this? Why can't we wake up as a country and realize that something bad is happening right next door? Why can't we wake up and speak to the reality and stand against these ills? I'm going to share the video with you. I think it's just about 18 minutes. We're going to watch it and then we'll discuss it. I think I'll open the lines if you want to share your thought on the story. What I'm doing now, I continue to transfer my videos on my YouTube channel so that even today, if I'm no longer around you, people will benefit from them. But we don't know about the future of Facebook as well. Maybe times will come, they will say, well, we need to pay before we watch Facebook or go live. But I want you, all of us, to watch this video. The mother is explaining her ordeal. And once again, let me say courtesy to Cool Online 2. Let me switch the camera around so we can see the sister. The image may not be too good, but this is her. I want you to listen to her, to the story. I hope this let me see what I have unmuted it. Okay, it's unmuted. It's unmuted.
Well, I would like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening from across the world, wherever you are this morning from Mama Liberia. You are quite aware of what has been trending in Liberia, particularly Magibi County, where a 7-year-old boy was allegedly sodomized by a 38-year-old man identified as Timothy Clark, and the mother of the boy is right here with us. Since we got this information, we have been running to see whether we can get a direct interaction. So this is Cool Online 2, Cool 91.9 from Joe Biden outside the nation's capital, in Kingville. So my name is Emmanuel Toll. I'd like to welcome you. Please share this video as we go along having this interaction. So let me say good morning and welcome to Cool Online 2. What is your name?
Good morning, my name is Teshiba Esqueda.
We understand you the mother of the little boy who got victimized in the process.
Yes, the mother of Anthony.
Now tell us exactly what really happened, or what so far have happened with this entire case.
Yeah, I noticed my little son, he had it easy. A few times, so I decided to give him vitamin on Wednesday after school. So when I gave him the vitamin, like how he went to play. But in the evening, I told him, my little son was on the fire, so he didn't take back. I will go in Pakistan the way I live, to take him close. So when I came back from Pakistan, I had eyes for him. He said he take back, but he came to the house, he was checking the bed. The lady said she tried icing him. He didn't answer how he left the hospital. So I went to look for him. When I went, He came behind me. When I came, I asked the lady, she said, oh, he come, but he in the shop. So I came in the drugstore. When I came in the drugstore, I asked him, where he coming from inside of the Ishmael area? I said, then told me, you take by here. I thought he was standing up with Tiba. That's how he left, he went with Tiba. When he went to Tiba, I carried player on charge to the radio station by Shoot FM. When I came, I asked the lady, well, he was finished taking my leg. I said, yes, he finished taking my leg, he can't outside. So I want to check on him. When I went, I saw him lying down naked. So I decided to pour clothes on him. I thought I knew that he was me or maybe he's sleeping. So when I took him there, I just saw him under his very grave. So I was scared at how when I called my lady so when she came, I said, check to me. Just look out to me like how she look out to me. She was just there for I think in the drug to my mom. She was doing that. So when this time, she said, what happened? I said, I don't want you to come to me when she came. I said, open to me. She opened to me. She said, what? But I keep pressing the lady to me. But then he's sleeping, he's sleeping the woman. And I'm saying, I got that. I woke it up. When I woke it up, I said, who is going to do that? You go and sleep. So I was there to the one they want me. Then when she cleaned her hand, she said, well, you shouldn't be. Well, take your time, your answers. I said, man, if you just open the lecture less and see what we're talking about, just carrying to let him speak with you and you see what we're talking about, I started crying. So I went to Ishmael area when he said he was. That's how I went. I asked Ishmael, I told Ishmael brother when I explained to him, but then I wish I did. Me call Jackson from behind the shop to ask him. When they called Jackson, I Jackson said yes. So he came here, but he came with apple and plum, and he brought it, we ate it, and how he left the shop. So the boss, you notice anything on here without walking, the boss said me. So I came out the door. When I came out the door, my mom said, oh, but the neighbor said he know the person that did it to him, but he know the man. But I want me, and the man they think around the community him punk. So like how I left here, I was crying. She said, if you don't cry before the information spread. So I went to my house. I slept 4 o'clock already. I came up to the junction. When I came, I knocked at the gate, opened the door. She said, but it's still soon. So I said, but the way everybody's sleeping, I want all to go down the little carry out to where the main did no, they carry out to the main house, saying he know the main back here. Before book can get out, then the information will not spread. She said, no, it's still soon. So I decided to cook dry rest for them. The hand, I went look for cool. I got down the coach. I started walking. The coach clad me, Timothy clad me. He was behind me, but I didn't really know him. But it was 1 time 2 lectures. Somebody told me that somebody living around the junction area, they call him Coach Clark. He need to fair behavior and he be doing, he be like approaching the children in there. So we lecture. So when I heard the name, he waved to our neighbor. So they get response. How they get say, oh, morning Coach Clark. He said when they get say morning Coach Clark, the harm I said I got concern. I waited for him. He came fast, but no, he passed me. I started walking behind. So I started thinking, I said, but the neighbor said he didn't know the name in there. What if I asked him? So I said, I would not ask him. He just continue to walk behind. See where he go. Maybe he got the information and trying to escape. Well, after 6 that morning. So I started walking behind him. Now, when he passed on the other side of the house, I will pass on the other side. God, when he noticed me, we walk as far as Methodist campus. When we reached the yard chasing Methodist, they said, I'm praying raining yard. That day when he stopped and the poor only back post looking at power. So when I came, I wanted to stand by him, but it was going to look suspicious. So I went in the next year. When I went in the yard, the children asked me, they said, if they were happy, I spoke to them. I said, no, the men are standing in the yard, that him and said, came together. He went to the outside bathroom from Prince Rennie area. He stood up in front of the bathroom for there. He went and sat down on the bench in the yard. So I said, I passed around, I came out to my mom. I said, oh, I saw the Coach Clark man. She said, where? Sunday morning. I said, yes, I saw him, but he went and read me and method. One horse that had described it. She said, oh, but I Prince Rennie hall. But then you have to go there quick. I said, well, when I want to go there, I should call. I call my friend. I said, everywhere are you? He said, I'm going to go. I said, pick I saw the Coach Clark man, but he around the area. He came when they saw he said in the yard. So Eric spoke to him. Eric said, I came to you. He said, oh, but I came to the boss man, but I don't talk with him, so you have to wait for this morning. I have to say, okay, sat down on the bench. I call my man and say, oh, but the man here. So if anything, you can come with the police. She said, all right. She came with the labor on back. When she came with the labor on the motor bar, as soon as they got in from the back, the boy called a friend. When you fool him, she said to me, come. Nobody come to be you. If you know the men are sitting here, tell all that you know the men. Prince say, what happened? She explained the Prince, she explained the Prince, call the labor. Everyone was sitting there. Prince say, come small, but nobody beating you. But the men, if you know any or all here, Be clear and say, you go, don't be afraid. When beating you, nothing nobody's going to know. You say you know, or if you don't know us, tell us say, oh, I know the other person, but don't allow anybody to say, oh. The happy running ask the labor, you know me, he pre running and labor say no. Tell my friend to her when you say you know the other uncle, the labor say yes. Then he asked the coach class, no, saying not to make a client, say you know the other uncle, the labor say yes. So he say you sure you uncle, you know he the labor say, he asked the labor about 3 times. So the happy running say about coach land, the poor got complete, you're complete to the police station. But when you get to the station, they will better explain and you will know what they carry you to the police station for. But I want you to let them work with them, you'll get to the station. The hand said, okay, but he asked me to call somebody, but I can't remember the person. The happy running told him I will call me. So we started working, coming, we go around, I know they say, so we come on tower area there. He said his stomach was tearing, the coach climbing, he wanted to use the bathroom. But he wanted to go to whatever they said, we're not sharper to use the bathroom. So my friend said no, they will go on the road to my brother area. My brother shop, you will use the bathroom there. Then he said he wanted to call a pastor. Mama said, who the pastor? He said from Winner Sharper. That mama said no, when we get to the station, whosoever person you want to contact, you contact them to the police station. How you walk over. When he open the shop for me, he's still in the bathroom. There's 2 minutes and he was under the bathroom. The house got on by went to the police station. We went to the police station in Wayala. We were the first at the police station, so we there one police officer. The man, mama reported the case. When mama reported the case, the man said for the case here and another police station case. We send in your town the Women and Children Protection Unit. So go and look for money, so you can look for a charter car, so you're in the making go to Kakadan. So mama left for me. I only knew the coach clan. Now to the police station, he told the policeman that he needed a estimated client. He 49 years old. And he
no longer carry it again?
Yeah, he 49 years old. So, but it was true that that's when the police made him said about the police officer to it was true that he committed the crime, he did it into the ball. But he went there.
He admitted that he did it.
That's what the police said. But he went there for them to compromise the case. So the man said, but the case, and I'm a case, so if you get to Women and Children, they compromise it, then fun. The hand on a broker, go on the car when we were going. He said he wanted to take out his share in the hat. So my man said no, the labor said yes, or the wish of one said that the same clothes you are in and the clothes the labor identify you. So how you take out the clothes? You wearing the clothes for all the people, the police officer gave clothes rather than you hold the clothes beside the So the driver out carry the driver say, boy, everyone how people they pass the error. Why the labor not point at pass the uno or anyone of we like to be saying to pass the error, but only you. And say when your boy, but now the bonus to pay he know who do even he know that your coach plan, you say you coach, but he know your face. But the thing you do it our early time, then you even talking that you talking and any matter the way to saw beach where the case go. So we started walking, but he couldn't see anything in the car. When we got to the police station in Kakadan, we were the first again. We met the police officer. So when they asked my mom how my mom started complaining the case, the other police officer said, oh, look for your face that who coach plan are you again? And are you the one I want to arrest for cutting tree? The 4-year-old child you damaged. Then you moved to Wayala, you still doing the thing, but you were sentenced for 15 years. For how come you left person we know? So the hand, they started asking, he said he need to make a class. When they asked for a case to Ghana police station, he said he's 29 years old. The other police officer said you 29 years old, you owe that they have been knowing for since from Morovia, you only your coach, this and that you know the thing you do the coaching, and you call that age I will get you call your real age over there. So the hand said, they say, but now they made first time that they made tear case something they want to happen to cutting tree. They say he did it in Kakadan and in that where I left. So in the police station, I had their own priest running king or running king. I had other officers like to do. He said, oh my man, that you made a prayer and I have vision security. He said, no, the man was working with vision, but he's not working with vision because when we assign when we assign one country, I know say Batala. We started hearing information. They say concerning somebody was faking in Batala. Every time he complained his stomach hurting in the hand, he left Batala. So he now working with vision security and they kind of things. I can support it. The happy when they say Pirani left the compound. When Pirani left the compound, 2 other boys came. I think from say class FM. So when they started asking my mom will provide information. Says Cordia came from office. She got first.
Who's the Cordia?
Cordia, I know say she's the head for the Women and Children Protection Unit. Because when we met the police officer, how they said that Cordia case, so they call her. But when she came, she carried to make a class in her office. Only 2 of them. What is this? When we came outside, I had a point in himself. So when Mama was providing information, she got best, and Mama shouldn't get the true information, the police was still going through investigation. So the train said, but on the first time, every time they come out for cases, rape case, when you come here, when we come to get information, you will not get all the information, they want all the past year of it. But this time around, the labor on the case, before you even get to know, it will be on a newspaper, it will be on radio, it will be on social media. That how they started having that argument. So when the children left, that how they said the eyes of went in, the other lady office, she started asking for our meeting. That how they said they was sending them to Rapid Marine Hospital or Cardinal Health Center. So Mose from Radio Mike, when he came, I tell you, I said, Mose, for me, I just waiting for the medical report. So I want you to be around until a medical report can come, or when they finish with the medical report, then any information you want, I will provide the information. That how he said yes. So Mama came with the labor, I said, so how is the labor, how was the lab? She said, oh, they say they're not too bad, but after she go after certain, but they all prevention tablet with pin tablet, paracetamol. The house. So I called Mose back. When Mose came, Mose started asking me myself, started explaining. Says for the he came from her office again, she got first. You get sent out to help them going to win there where they're going through investigation. You will help you all over and carrying news, all kind of fun. They started having an argument. The house Moses left the company. So Thursday was there, he came back. Friday they called my mom to go down to San to medical report. My mom went down. So says for the she was coming to see where the main television they go and take photo. But later my mom went, she and the labor came back. So when I asked her, she said, oh, Korea coming, but she said she pays it. So says Korea came and she when she took photo and things, my mom said, I think people from the children from gender ministry, the ladies there, they told Korea that they called the men from Meta, they were not supposed to be the Kakana police, they carry them Kataha, for Kataha, and they will bring him to Kakana for them to establish a kid. She said she was going to carry the men. So when she came and when she took photo, she said, well, they were going today, if I'm tired, I will carry the men, Kataha today or tomorrow. The house says for their left. When says for their left, they said they were bringing him to Wela on Saturday. Because my mom said another councillor called her from Moreover that the crown to make a clerk on me there that they are state crown. So they should file the case to Moreover for them to go to the case. They said they wanted to establish the case in Mankibi. They said he wanted the case to be in Mankibi. Because Justice, the Ministry of Justice, everybody informed. So they should carry the case to Moreover. They said they wanted to establish the case there. So Saturday morning, I will come into my mom's place to the junction. Like how she called me, she said, oh, the post say they're bringing coach like you with that money. So I said, what happened? She said, I know. So Saturday, we didn't see him. Sunday in the afternoon, when I went to my friend to the Justo, he said, oh, B, you heard the news. I said, who's the news? He said, poor broke jail. He cried out and said, I just got the information. I said, I said, yeah, I came back. But when myself said, they said, poor break jail in Canada, you heard the news. He said, that here. Canada police station, I said, I'm not going to that police station. It takes a minute to break jail for that police station. So we started talking here. So I said, me call. I called my friend from Canada and said, I ain't Canada, but let me call. They found out. When he called, he coming by and said, oh, boy, they said, okay, from where I posted, it really might declare that Coach La, they put a bridge, I think 19% Coach La were one name, and Coach La is most wanted. So I said, oh, I started calling my mom, she went to work because she started carrying the labor. We want him to be in the community to go with a friend. So I was calling her, I couldn't get what I had gone, but I went in the plantation, she went to SRC. When I went in the plantation, the heart told her, she said, but how do you know the bridge? That's why I said, she had twice there, the man into the police and then he will bridge into the house with their own bag. When we came, when she called about Rosa, the post said, but you go to the station and make sure as to what the people that bridge he was part of the people that my mom went in from. My mom went in from the guy father and was shoot at Coach La or not in jail again. And the police commander said he knew what the man bridge. So my mom said, asking what the man bridge. Since today, you know they kind of plan, they are informed what they said the police was searching for the man, so they wanted for it to be in the public. And how we started yesterday.
Wow. So it means the 49-year-old man is no longer in jail.
Yes.
So in this case now, what do you want?
I see human rights, civil society organization, women organization, and every other Liberians, even the Christian and Muslim community to help in the process I read justice for my son. Because the police can tell me that we left Coach La in their custody and Coach La is missing. Only for Coach La to be in prison and Thursday, Sunday, to start breaching.
So how's the health of the little boy?
Yeah, he's trying.
So it means that if Coach Clark is not rearrested, what will be the next step of the family members as you are in pursuit of justice?
Yeah, we'll continue to take a legal aspect until I know that the police from Kakatan, they know where Coach Clark is. So they will have him arrested.
Amidst this issue, do you sense anything the foul play, or do you see anything the conspiracy that led to Timothy Clark breaking jail?
Yes, because since I got a question to answer. Because when we went that day, for what reason she carried Coach Clark in her office, and only two of them talking. After that, she put Coach Clark behind back. And two police officers, according to the information we got from the police station, they went to feed them, and I had to jump on the policeman. So that whole thing is just to settle every one of them to that police station. They know what happened. They know how Coach Clark left. Okay. The other people have to benefit because they went to free Coach Clark, and other person that was there, they have to benefit. And everybody left the person.
All right, finally, before we take leave of you, you want to talk any other thing, and did he ask you?
Yes, because the Coach Clark man in question, they say, I think I got information that he said he in UBF. Because somebody has committed a crime, I know 3 or 4 times now, and he can just walk scot-free, and he can be even in that, so maybe he get connection. And I heard yesterday that they got an organization in Kakatan, they call it Lioness King, and he's part of that organization, so like gay or something organization.
All right, man.
Okay, that is a latest story developing there in Kakata. It's about, I think, 8 hours ago or so. Now, this is it. Let me adjust this a little bit. This is it. You hear the woman, the mother is crying out for justice. That she wants us, we the social justice advocates, we want the activists to get involved, women organizations to get involved, mothers that are running platforms. The family wants you to get involved and help them to get justice for their son. He is just 7. And being allegedly is sodomized. You heard the story, the ordeal. If such stories don't touch your heart to take action, then I don't know which one will move you. But this is my experience. Let me share this with you. This is my experience when I was in Liberia. For that 23 months I spent there. It was the toughest times. At every police depot, or police station, they have now what is referred to as Women and Children Protection Unit. Women and Children Protection Unit. That is a one-stop center. Anything that have to do with child abuse, whether it's gender-based violence, domestic abuse. Also, when you go to the police station, you carry such a case, they send you straight there. Those people there, let me use the word, are trained. I'm not going to say they're supposed. Those people there are trained. Some of them, because possibly you have to come from the background of social work. That means you know how to work with vulnerable people. You must know how to work with vulnerable people. Yes, you must have those skills. So at that unit, when somebody comes to the police station and say, "Whoa, somebody messed with my child. Somebody messed with my child." The people in that office supposed to quickly grab you and begin to give you the support that you need. What happened? Sit down. Let's get the record straight. Give us some details. What took place? But this is my experience with some of the depots I dealt with when the issue of rape was high between 2020 and 2021. It was terrible. And I went to several of these police stations. Good afternoon, Pazi. Of these police stations. I went to these depots. And I remember I was there once upon a time while I was on the case that this woman, this guy, and his wife, refused to give his biological son food for about 5 months, and that boy died. I was assumed 5, running behind that case. That's when I came across a case about a 6-year-old girl who was allegedly raped. And I was there. It was in the same office. I came to register the case, but because of, from a human rights background or whatsoever, the officer couldn't just put me out like that, because these are the cases that we work on. And then, for me to, when I look, I saw that, the people needed some kind of a privacy at that particular moment, so I walked outside. And so the lady who went to report the case about her daughter being messed with by somebody, she came outside and she was murmuring. And I could hear her saying, I don't even know where I'm going to get money from or whatsoever to buy paper. Thank you, Leader Perkins. Welcome. And I asked her, I said, what happened? She said, well, somebody messed with my daughter. I came to report the case, but they asking me to go buy paper. I said, what kind of paper? They said, paper to write on. I said, what? You serious? I said, yes. So I couldn't believe it. Now, this is a one-stop center. Let me use it this way. One-stop center. The Women and Children Protection Unit. And a trained police officer is telling somebody, a mother that has gone to report a rape case, that they should bring piece of paper so they can write on it to go buy plain sheet. I went back in there and I engaged. And it was proven. It's not only there. I end up going, we end up, with the child was taken to Montserrat County Health something, right in Dupo Road there. I went there. This is the office that supposed to be well equipped with computers, because cases such as what I'm talking about, rape, sodomization, or whatsoever it is, gender-based violence, domestic abuse, it's supposed to be documented on computers. We sat down in the office there. There's no current, no light. And the woman didn't know, because, the lady that was in charge didn't know my position anyway, because the victim, I can say the victim mother, and I went together and introduced me as uncle. So I was sitting there. And that woman was also brave to reiterate what she said, what she told the victim's mother. Oh, when she came here the other day, we asked her for $150 for us to go buy, for us to go do the photocopy. Oh God, look, I said, look, by the time the woman called the money name, $150 Liberian to go and buy sheet and to go and photocopy and thing. Thank you, Chief. I was like, what can I do with this one now that's sitting right before me talking this thing? Somebody's child just been molested. The little girl is in the hospital. You treating her here. They're asking you for medical report. Then you see the victim, in fact, the mother is a victim. The victim should go and buy sheet of paper for you to come and write medical report. So there's a serious issue. This is why I kept asking. When we forced the government in 2020, when we forced the government to hold that 2 days conference on gender-based violence after we had a protest, President Weah stood there that day and made a commitment to give $2 million to Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Gender. to use it for the purpose of all of these things I'm talking about, stationaries or whatever, computers and whatsoever, at those depots and one-stop centers. And up to the end of last year, I was asking for this money, whether the money was provided, because I have gone back to the police stations, those few police stations, few depots, to go and find out whether the women and children protection units have got stationaries, they got computers and everything set up. It's still the same. So where's the money? That's why I wrote a piece. It was published on the newspaper. I was asking the question: if the president actually made the money available, $2 million after that conference, where's the money? How has it been used? And up to now, there's no answer. Nobody providing answers. Now you hear this story now. This mother explaining her ordeal. 7-year-old son being sodomized. And she's crying out for justice. Who is going to give her justice? And look at the role that she's explaining about the woman that is in charge of the Women and Children Protection Unit at the Calcutta, police station. They went there together. The people the complainants are the ones you're supposed to pay attention to, first of all. Okay? The complainants. But you leave the complainant sitting and you call in the accused. You go and sit there with him and have some discussion or so. Then you come outside and get, okay, the man going beyond bar. You go pull the man beyond bar. You can go now. Now, I'm sure this woman is educated. I'm sure she's educated because the way she's speaking. But even if somebody isn't educated, you happen to perform like that before them, they will think otherwise. Oh, we brought a complaint, but why is it we've been left out for questioning? And only for you to come out and pass by me and say the man went behind bars. How sure am I that you are not going to just let go of him by the time we take off, and by the time you tell us that you're going to come back, we put the case together and we gone and how sure are we that you're not going to let them go? Come on, man. Minister of Justice, we're going to send you this video. As soon as we finish, we're going to send the video to you. Minister of Gender, we're going to send it to you. We need justice right now. We need your intervention. That Calcutta police station that got broken, you heard a woman's story. That anybody would think that way. It's a setup. Now you heard the last bit of it. That this guy who did it is connected. He's in different organizations. These are organizations in Liberia. When some of them, when anybody do anything to you, there's nowhere the story can go. Because the person you're thinking about going to up there to seek help from, they're in it. And they all signed that they protect one another. And hear the story again. Hear the revelations that indeed this guy, it is not his first time. That every time and then, even though his name is Coach this, Coach that, thinking that he's a coach, he's coaching children, he's trying to give children opportunity to build up and whatever. But at the same time, he's using that to actually abuse the children. This is my fear. A lot of us, after when the war came, we left, we were forced, we went into exile. We went in different directions. And many of us as well returned back to Liberia. But we have gone and picked up a lot of stuff from out there. Some were in some countries that they deported them to Liberia. They also picked up many other stuff that today they have decided to inject it in the society of Liberia. So now the society is kind of a complex and mixed and hugely compound complex. There are others who are saying that, look, you know why? In as much as we are gays, when I was in the country that they deported me from, my right was protected. I was able to move about freely, to do anything I want. I had the right to meet anybody and, you know, win them over to me and whatever, and we get in our club. I was a lesbian, I was doing this and whatever. I was stealing, I was breaking people's homes and whatever. So I want to continue the same thing here. Now, we now have to stand on our feet and say, no, you're not bringing that here. You're not going to practice that here. This is Liberia. If you're sitting there and you get that, and that 18 years old and above, you come across, you're doing your thing. I don't have time for it. But this 7-year-old, 6, 13, 15, you rape them. You destroy their lives for the rest of the year, for the rest of their time on earth. This little boy now, he is traumatized for life. Let me tell you. I gotta be honest with you, because I know I've worked with dedicated, very, very dedicated cases when I was working in the prison service and as a social worker as well. That's why when I hear that a woman is raped, a boy is raped, it can get to me. Because rape will destroy the person's life forever. Either they will end up taking their life, commit suicide. If they do continue to live, they will live with trauma, especially in the society, in our Liberian society, where there is no help, no hope, nothing. Every time, and then I've been behind the Ministry of Gender. When something like this happened, the first person you need to pay attention to, the victim and the immediate family. You get in quickly. You get your social workers. You assign them. At least twice a week, let them be there. At least 3 times a week from the start. 3 times a week, they should go and visit. If that child is in a hospital, the social worker should be there, assigned with the family. You should have counselors, trained counselors, that at least even when the family leave the hospital and they go home, they continue to receive counseling, because they are in a state of distress, they are traumatized, in a state of denial, they are confused, and a lot of negative thoughts will be coming around them. That's when you need the social worker, a trained counselor. From the social work perspective, they will begin to support the family, first of all, morally. Because their mental state at that time, it will be seriously unstable. Well, our people, they have no idea. I can remember I reported a case where this guy went and kicked a pregnant woman. This young woman, the young man, the boyfriend, they were expecting their first child. Apparently, she was doing little hustle, and she was doing what they call in Liberia sell and pay. That is, they give you, a product that you'll be paying bit by bit until you finish paying. She was giving her product to this guy, and the guy refused to pay, according to the story. And one of these days, she was about 7 months pregnant now, she went for her money. But the guy got angry. Accordingly, kicked her to the stomach. Seeing this woman pregnant, 7 months, regardless of the age of the pregnancy, but you saw her pregnant. Accordingly, she sent me all the videos and all the pictures and things. Very distressing images. Kicked her. And the water burst. The next thing, they have to take her to the hospital. When they got to JFK, what happened? In EOW, the nurses, the doctors, they helped. They delivered the children. Because the water already finished bursting. There's nothing else they could do. They delivered the children. And surprisingly for them, for the 2 young, parents, or would have been young parents, the doctors took out the twins, a boy and a girl, dead. They sent me those pictures. At the time I already came here. I saw that was in January. Look, I came back in December. I said, Mr. Kpakio, you need to help us. We need justice. We just, this case here, whatsoever. In fact, the parents get money. I don't think we'll get justice because we don't have money and whatsoever. I called the justice minister. I sent a text to the gender minister and I forwarded the images. And I called on them that we need help. This person need to be caught. Thank God the next day the fellow was caught. Right now he's at South Beach and waiting for court to set a date for trial. So these stories, when we hear them, we need to talk about them. We need to increase our voices. This woman is calling for help. Let us help. Some of you that watch this video now, please use the video as well on your platform and talk about this case. We want the accused to be arrested. We want the accused to be arrested immediately. The breaking and escaping of the jail of the jail of Calcutta and the prisoners, we need speedy investigation into that matter. I talked about it this morning on the radio when I was interviewed on ABC radio, and I called on the government to launch an immediate investigation and to also come publicly. The police should come publicly and speak to us right now and say and tell us who all escaped from that prison in Calcutta. What were their charges? We want to know. If they are dangerous criminals, you need to speak to your people and address them and tell them that these people are dangerous. We're looking for them. You can't just keep mute like that. You need to come out now. The police need to come out through the Ministry of Justice. The police spokesman must come out now to speak to the issue. I didn't even expect up to now that it's going to 5 o'clock in Liberia. Up to now, I can't see anything, any notification to say police spokesman is about to speak or so. These are issues you need to address as quickly as possible. Anyway, let me see. I don't know how long I've gone. I don't want to. To me, I don't want to make this video too long. Right, I'm going to stop here for this video. I'm going to stop here, and then I will come back later. There's this issue of there's this rift between the Justice Minister and the Solicitor General. I want to come back later and deal with this issue. I want to have to contact somebody so that we'll come and deal with the issue later. But until then, on this note, on this particular topic, I want to say thank you so much for watching. This is Justice Forum Liberia, calling for justice for the 7-year-old who has been reportedly sodomized by a 49-year-old man.
So I will stick them through. The people be with